Okay, so I watched Aladdin a few weeks ago, and I thought it was okay. Like, I give it 3 stars. It was pretty mediocre. I wouldn't watch it again, but I didn't hate the movie. Still, my point still stands when I say that the originals are always better. I literally went home and watched the original. One thing made me sad when I was going home because I watched the movie with my step family. So my stepmom asked my step siblings, who are younger by the way, had you guys ever seen the original Aladdin? And they both replied with no. It just pained me to hear that this was the version of Aladdin that they experienced for the first time, not the classic. But then I realized that they didn't grow up with a lot of the classics that I did, even though they're not much younger than me. I mean, I can't imagine me not biting an apple and falling to the ground mimicking Snow White when I was like 5 years old. I can't imagine not repeatedly watching Mulan cut her hair off because of the feeling it gave me as a kid. And I also can't imagine experiencing The Lion King for the first time by watching a dull live-action remake. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved the idea of Maleficent when it first came out. Sleeping Beauty was an all-time favorite of mine, and seeing the movie done in Maleficent's perspective was new and interesting. Now, I was totally on board with the idea of Disney remakes until Cinderella came out. I was bored watching the movie, and I could only think about how much fun I had watching the classic as a kid. It of course wasn't bad, but then Beauty and the Beast came out, and that was bad. But Beauty and the Beast had done so well when it came out, so now these are popping out like crazy. We've already had 2 live-action Disney remakes this year, and there are going to be 3 more. And all of them don't need to be made, but they'll all make tons of money, with the exception of Dumbo, maybe, because that one was just bad. The Lion King will most likely make at least $1 billion. $1 billion to watch a movie that looks like a fucking documentary. The problem with these movies is that they're essentially making movies that are, first of all, worse than the originals. Like Dumbo, for example, was terrible. And I'm not only saying that because I love the original Dumbo. It was legit shit, like no one liked that movie. And these movies are really only made for the nostalgic factor. Most of the people that go to watch it in the movie theater won't ever watch the movie again. They'll just stick to the classic because who wouldn't? And they only just go to watch it because they want to see their favorite Disney film done live action. You can really only experience that one time. And Disney knows that these live action movies will be outdated in a decade, but they do know that people will go to watch them in the theaters when they first come out, and then that gets them money. That's all they care about. The excuse I hear is they're remaking them for a newer generation, which is completely false. You can easily show the originals to your kids, which is honestly much easier, and it's much better than taking them to watch a live action movie. For example, when I was a kid, I was in love with the classic Snow White, even though it's from 1930. Why is it that so many people think that it's automatically better if it's live action? Animation is truly magical, and it has no limits. You can literally do anything you want to with it. I mean, I'd overly prefer this over this. The Lion King, for example, can convey so much emotion with character designs, colors, facial expressions, etc. Can a live action lion do that? No, it can't, because it's a fucking lion. Now, I don't have a huge problem with Disney actually remaking their movies. I don't like them doing it to this extent, but it can be a good idea for some of their older films. Now, I'm kind of taking this idea from I Hate Everything, but he had a great idea. Why remake them into live action when we could just remake them with better animation? I mean, just look at the animation we're capable of creating now. 3D or not, it can look so gorgeous and emotional when done properly. And Disney is capable of this. There are movies that are either underrated or outdated that could really use a remake, like Atlantis or Sword in the Stone or Treasure Planet. I mean, imagine a movie like Sword in the Stone with the animation we have now. It could look so beautiful, but they instead remake movies like Mulan, a perfect movie from the late 90s, into live action. And I mean, isn't the point of a remake to do it better than the original, or to at least introduce new ideas to the audience? And no, Disney, making it live action or real doesn't make it better. And the plot for the live action Mulan literally just broke my heart. Like, they're getting rid of the music, which made Mulan iconic. They're getting rid of Mushu. They're getting rid of Li Shang to get money from China. They're making Mulan magical instead of just a normal soldier with pure skill and dedication. I just don't understand why they're making these changes. It's just worse than the original. And I don't know, it just makes me so mad. So I have more to say, but that's really the basis of what I think about the live action remakes. And I mean, everyone I know has basically called me too overly critical about the remakes and that they're doing nothing wrong. And you know what? That's fine. But I really just do truly think this because it's really important to me. And I honestly just hope that Disney goes in a better direction than making a bunch of remakes for money. So that's gonna wrap this video up. In the future, I want to hopefully make a video about animation right now in general, because going to watch Toy Story and seeing Trolls 2 in the previews, I just got a wave of anger over me. So I'm hopefully gonna make a video about animation since that's also really important to me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, so I was searching Disney live action remakes to find an image, and then I saw this, and I'm really happy right now about that. Like, it's not gonna be animated, which is unfortunate because I wanted it to be animated, but it's still a live action remake of something that is underrated / outdated, so thank you.